Hey, check it out. On the CircuitPython Parsec today, I wanted to talk about moving things around inside of Displayio using the X and Y properties. So this is something you've probably seen before in a larger context, but I just wanted to drill in on how useful this is and how simple it is to use. What I have going on right here, there's a feather with a 0.91 inch OLED display here. It's a 128 by 32 pixel display. Cute little OLED, I love these. And you can see it's just plugged in using a little Stemma QT cable there. Got a little border on there, and then I have this little dot, this little letter O moving around the screen. You can see it moves one speed, moves faster, drops down, sort of like a screensaver or typing display. And the way this works is I have Displayio imported. I'm using Terminal IO for the simple built-in font, and I'm using Adafruit display text. I've got I2C display bus so that we can run the display right over I2C. Using the SSD 1306 library for the driver on this board, release the display, set some pins, set the I2C bus that we're using, and then set up the display bus. We're telling the display the size and width and height we're using, as well as the size of that little border on there. Create the display right here using that bus, that width, that height. And then we create some contexts for this. We have the screen as the Displayio group, and then I'm adding some bitmaps and sprites. Finally, I'm drawing a text label. So here I'm initially setting it at a position, and then I'm creating the text here, O. We can change that easily. I'll show that in a second. And then we're creating a label. I'm calling it text area. We use the terminal font. We use the text that we've already picked. We use white in this case as the color. And then we set the X and Y positions, add that to the screen context. I've got a little variable here called speed. I'm setting it pretty fast, 0.001, and that is how quickly I'm moving from position to position. Here is the key thing. In the main loop, for Y in the range 8 vertically down to 24, in steps of 4, I'm setting text area.y to be equal to y, whatever that number is. So to move the text area vertically, all I have to do is set the property text area.y. Same thing with x. Text area.x equals, and then some number. In this case, I'm looping through values that start on the left at 2, move over to the about the right. I don't want to go past that little border, so I go to 123, and then I go backwards. And when I go backwards, I'm incrementing, or decrementing in this case, by 2, so it moves a little faster. So if we go ahead and change a couple things in here, let's set a new, how about I'll use JP as my text and hit save there. So now you'll see the little letter JP moving across the screen, back fast, drop down, back, drop down. And so that is how you can move things in Displayio using the .x and .y properties. And that is your CircuitPython Parsec.